Hello and welcome. Marley was dead. We already covered this and we've been through the story twice, but we're wrapping up today with our third version of A Christmas Carol, and this version is Disney's A Christmas Carol. Disney's A Christmas Carol was released in 2009 by Image Movers Digital. This is a Robert Zemeckis film. He's the one that directed it, and he has done other films like Polar Express, which is a classic, as well as Monster House and Beowulf, to name. Those mentioned are not Disney films, but Disney ended up taking an Image Mover studio and buying it out to work together with him on this film, as well as another film that we haven't covered nor are going to cover because it looks terrifyingly terrible. Mars Needs Moms.
What is going on?
The fact is, Mars needs moms. So the aliens are stealing them from Earth to raise their own kids.
Who knew mothering was so hard?
But before they did that, which was the last film they did A Christmas Carol. And Image Movers Digital is motion capture software, so it looks so much like a video game. When I was watching this film, I felt like it would have been better if I was playing a video game. But what they do is they take the actors, and the actors do act out the scene.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Humbug.
Christmas humbug? Uncle, you don't mean that.
Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be so dismal? You're rich enough.
Humbug!
And then they capture their movements and animate on top of that. So it's a unique process of filmmaking, but it failed many, many times. Polar Express was really successful. It's still the most successful film to date that they've done. And this one is probably the second, but it failed a lot more when it comes to holiday films. It's a unique animation style, but we all know the story at this point. And the first half of this film, I honestly was bored by it because this is the third time I'm watching the same exact story in different variations. And once again, Muppets is still my favorite. I love what they did with it, and I love the twist and how they made it unique. With this one, they basically are just retelling A Christmas Carol, which was the most retold story of all time. I will say it does get better though halfway through, but you also feel like you're on drugs with the way these characters look. And once again, what is up with these ghosts of Christmas past? Why are they terrifying?
You the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
What is that?
With your worldly hands, the light.
No. I will find you. And I will kill you.
For a film that is so underwhelming, we actually have a really big cast. Jim Carrey stars as Scrooge. Scrooge as a young boy, Scrooge as an old man, and Scrooge as a middle-aged man, and all of the Christmas ghosts. So Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Future, and Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Does everything. And he does a really great job because he does have such a unique voice that they're completely different characters that you don't know that they're played by the same person. I will give him a lot of credit. I do love Jim Carrey as an actor. He is very versatile and he does this really seriously, which is awesome to see. It's interesting because this is his first and only Walt Disney Pictures movie that he's done. But I also did learn when I was researching this that he was offered the role for Buzz Lightyear originally in Toy Story, but declined it, so that went to Tim Allen. I want to see how Jim Carrey would be Buzz Lightyear. Can I please get a cut of Jim Carrey as Buzz Lightyear, because that would be fantastic.
And I was wondering about this one. I didn't think it was very accurate, you know?
but I still had fun with it. What am I doing in a spacesuit? I don't want to go to space. I want to go to Miami. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Besides Jim Carrey, we have Steve Valentine, but also Daryl Sabata's in this. I thought he was just in Spy Kids. I didn't realize that he did other things besides Spy Kids. And then we also have Gary Oldman. And then Colin Firth is in this. I love Colin Firth, but he did such a minor character. He plays one character, whereas everyone else plays at least 2 to 3 or 4 characters. It isn't a terrible film. It actually has a lot of really great points and sequences, but it's also really dark and creepy for kids. And the entire time I'm watching this, it's very dark and horrorous. And I just kept thinking of the perspective that kids would be terrified of this. Some of the characters look more realistic than the other characters do. There is that verge of uncanny valley that's happening that's always so creepy. And you even have little minor characters like Scrooge's sister. To me, as I'm watching her, she just looked and sounded so much like Addie from Murder House.
He spoke so gently to me one night. I was not afraid to ask him if you might come home. And he said yes.
Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean I'm not going to reference American Horror Story, because it works.
Sit on my feet. Give me something good to eat.
Addie!
I want to be a pretty girl for Halloween.
You want what?
Make me a pretty girl.
I think what they did best was the sequence with the Ghost of Christmas Present. I really loved how he looked. I love the animation they gave him. He's the nicest looking Ghost of Christmas Present. He's actually super handsome for a giant.
I am the ghost of Christmas Present. Look upon me.
He's the handsomest giant that I've seen. And I also really did like them keeping it within the house and showing Scrooge go through the town while still indoors. I thought that was really creative and clever, so that was something I really did like.
Smell that? Cutting gears. Come on.
They also did stay the truest to the book. The other 2 adaptations really did a good job with staying loyal to the material, but this one really stayed truest to the source material, including to the end, because whereas the other 2, Scrooge ends up going to Bob's home and basically doing his transformation there, but in this one he doesn't. He just sends the turkey to them as a surprise, and then the next day he tells him he's giving him a raise. So it's interesting to see the difference. They really did stay true to the book material, but everyone pretty much does stay true to the book material. This one just isn't the best. But overall, it's not my favorite. It's still worth watching if you are a really big fan of Christmas Carol and like to see different adaptations. And some of the style was really nice, some of it wasn't. It's just, it definitely is the darkest, it's definitely the creepiest of the adaptations by far. And it's still really well done, but not my favorite. Muppet Twins for that. But that wraps up our Christmas carols for this year, and we're going to continue on tomorrow. We're going to talk about Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, so you can stay tuned. And as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.